Hello, we have just seen Manchester United beat Inter Milan 1-0 with a goal from Greenwood. My name is Joe Ronaldo. I've got Omar, I've got Abdul. We're here to chew over the fat of the game. It was alright in places. We'll talk about man of matches, who's improved, and what we want to see next season. So Omar, from you straight away, you happy with that? 1-0?
I was happy with the performance. The first half, I thought we lacked a bit of clinicalness in terms of the final third. But we did pass the ball quite quickly. In terms of we kept possession well. Second half, I thought we passed it more quickly than we did in the first half. But I think that was because we got rid of Nemanja Matic. Yeah. I thought Fred, when he came on, he looked quite promising as well in the middle of the park, along with Andreas Pereira. And what a finish it was from Mason Greenwood as well. The clinicalness, as we were saying here, Van Persie-esque. But overall, I was quite happy.
Yeah, I think considering how Inter Milan set up in the first half, I think we did struggle to break them down, and to get the result in the end does show. Having someone like Mason Greenwood there stepping up, that has impressed me today. We were speaking about earlier where I do think he is ready to start. Because I think we miss a bit of a balance in that team, and he could bring that. And like we said, Van Persie finish. The way he adjusts his body there on a turn, and no holding back there, proper finish there. And overall quite impressed in the second half. Fred and McTominay, I felt did a better job than Pogba and Matic, and it wasn't Pogba's fault. I think Matic a bit too slow in progressing the ball, whereas McTominay and Fred, McTominay was shutting everything down, then Fred would get on the ball and try switch it out wide and make things happen. Delors was good at holding the line. Ashley Young, when he come onto his right foot, was actually finding some decent balls. Overall, the second half I think was a lot better. Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof impressed me the most in the first.
Definitely.
But I'll take that.
You agree with the comments, Aldo? You think it's all good?
There were definitely positive signs, and obviously the usual negatives. We still did look.
What is the biggest negative? Matic?
I feel like
he's up there.
Matic is on his way, definitely on his way. He's playing himself out. Yeah, he's playing himself out of a starting 11 spot. Yeah. He looks slow. He looks lethargic. He doesn't seem to mesh well with the rest of the players with what Ole's going for.
Do you agree then, Ronaldo, that he should have been given the captain's armband?
It's a weird one.
It depends how much stock you put on an armband, because if you think about it, Matic and the likes of Ashley Young getting the armband, is it just generally down to experience more than actually quality?
Because they're not really guaranteed starters, are they now?
Yeah.
But, I was impressed by Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka in the first half, especially. The rest of us looked really, really impressive. I hope Lindelof's fine. I hope he's not injured, because that was quite worrying, because we have our centre-back issues as it is, and if he is out before...
because, who came on for him? It was Phil Jones.
Phil Jones.
We don't want it. Yeah. Obviously we give Phil Jones a bit of stick, but we want world-class centre-backs, and we need that to really push on a bit. And he's not world-class, is he? He loves the Stretford Paddock, but sorry about this, Phil. But he's not that Lindelof. Lindelof looked like... he was a strong player and he could lead from the back, and that's what we needed.
I think he's well-rounded today. Lindelof showed his physical presence. This game reminded me a bit we did lose that game, but Juventus at home. I remember when he was one-on-one with Ronaldo and Dybala, just turning in and out of them, putting his strength on those guys, and showing his ability on the ball as well. And I think he did show us that today.
I think also as well, when you mentioned Lindelof, Abdul, I think he also made Twanzebe better in terms of his distribution, keeping him calm on the ball, when to know when to put in the foot in for tackles. I thought they looked quite promising as a pairing.
Yeah, the first half was all right. We got through it. It was the final third let us down a bit. Then in the second half, Inter Milan came out flying a bit, but we took control. And we thought Chong was quite... because he came on about 70 minutes. He brought on a lot of new subs, all he did. And Chong was the highlight probably from that, as well as Greenwood. So Greenwood gets the goal, but Chong put in a bit of a show today.
I think he did. I thought he held the width pretty well, which we had, I think, the right plays for it in the first half, but because of the balance that we had with Andreas and Fred in the middle, I think it allowed someone like Chong to be that pure winger. And he did impress me in that second half. Him and Greenwood for me.
Yeah, the young players have been good pre-season, but we do know that in-season Premier League games different ball game because the biggest adjustment that young players have to make when they go into that kind of football is the pace of the game.
Yeah.
How are they like when they speed up a little bit? Because when it's pre-season, it's a bit slow and you got a little bit more time on the ball, more comfortable. It can like almost lure you into a false sense of security, and then you go into big games and fast, frenetic Premier League games, and you're not as adjusted. That's why I still believe like Ole is gonna like vie for experience over anything when he's going into it, especially.
Need the right
So do you think when you talk about Ronaldo in terms of the Premier League being a faster game for the young players to step in, do you think then that there's some youngsters ready? Because we talk about Greenwood, or even Ollie's talked about it. Do you think it's only Greenwood that's ready, or do you think there's other youngsters that could be involved in against Chelsea?
Well, we can speculate, but we won't know if they're ready until we see them play. If they don't get the opportunity, then we will never know if they're ready.
You think that he will get the opportunity, though?
Yeah, I believe Greenwood will. I believe
so?
Greenwood will.
I think he will.
I think he even starts in that game.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure he starts the game.
I think he starts because I think he's looked at as one of our promising players in pre-season, and you can already see he's got an ability to score goals, and that's what we've been lacking from our offensive.
The issue is though, is like with young players, is that we are quite quick, like
make them a hero,
pick them up, build them up, and then
just
as quick to put them down.
Yeah.
So what I don't want is him to get thrown in there. He has like a difficult adjustment period, and then everyone's against him. Or he's a 17-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got room to grow, but.
The idea of these pre-seasons are to get a gauge of who's going to be in that starting 11 come first game against Chelsea. Are you more and more knowing who Ole's going to pick?
I think the front three could consist. I think Greenwood will start. From the way Ole's speaking in his press conference, saying he's got a chance to start against Chelsea, and what he's seen from the performances from the pre-season, I think Greenwood will start against Chelsea.
Who will he start over? Martials, the Lingards.
Yeah, who will he start over?
So Greenwood, I think he will start over Dan James personally, because Dan James, although he's shown an ability to be quick from the counter-attack, I feel as if Greenwood has shown that natural instinct to get in the box and like score goals.
Something we miss right now.
Something we miss. Yeah,
I think Daniel James did show that, as I said earlier. He said, "Look, at this point, he might be one of those. He's limited to being a player that you kind of play as like a second half sub when the other team's defense have slowed down, or you might need a counter attacking threat." He showed that when teams play deep and you get the ball and you, in the final third, you need to be a little bit more creative. He's a little bit. That's not his game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So.
What about our back four then?
So
do you think Ollie knows who his best back four is? If everyone's fit.
I think personally, it obviously depends whether Axel Twanzebe